Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 858th Rome Total War Brother game that I've put onto YouTube. Just to say, you might have noticed recently that we've been fighting on a lot of new multiplayer battle maps, and this is one of these new maps. As you can see, this is a really hilly map, and this is a real challenge for Team 1. You'll see that Team 2's got all the advantages here, and as I say, for Team 1, this is a real challenge. Just look at the height of the hill on this map, and if you can imagine the enemy occupying this hill, can you imagine how difficult it would be for us to capture it? Just look at the height of this hill here. So as I say, if the enemy occupy this particular part of the battlefield here, it will be extremely difficult for us to win here, as you can see. So there's all our team all the way down here, and as I say, just look at this map. We'll have a quick look at the map here. You'll see that you've got woods there, so if you want to bring barbarian troops, you can spring those nasty ambushes with the barbarians getting the woods bonus as well as the winter bonus. There's a rock feature there. As you move further over to this side of the map, you'll see there's more woods here. So as I say, if you bring a barbarian faction, you can fight within the woods here, where you get the woods bonus and the winter bonus as well. So as I say, and then you've got the big open plains if you want to fight out in the open as well. So there's a lot going for this map, and I think it's quite a popular map because it's such a challenge. Okay, so there you are. That's where we got to fight all the way up there. So it will be a real challenge for us in Team 1. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Schemer. Now he's got 16 Spartans and 4 Pell tests. You don't see Pell tests in our battles very often. I'd just like to show you the upgrades on Schemer's Spartans. Can you see he's only put 3 upgrades on? Now I'm thinking that's gold attack. Okay, that's what I'm thinking that he's got on his Spartans. As I say, most upgrades on Spartans are gold shield, gold attack, but he's just got 3 upgrades on, and as I say, I reckon that will be gold attack there. And as I say, here's a unit you don't see very often in our 31k battles, Pell tests. Now these guys can throw those spears. See the spears they're carrying there? They can throw them. They can do a little bit of damage with them, but they don't do a lot of damage with them there. But they are the Greek city's missile troops there for throwing spears. So it'll be interesting to see how Schemer does with that army during the course of the battle. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Mad King. Now he's got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Just like to show you something within his army here, and that is that he has got an eagle unit. Okay, so that's a extra morale boosting unit, which is always good to bring. Remember, morale boosting units is always good for your army. So he's got his general morale bonus there from his infantry general, and the morale boost from his eagle unit there. So lots of morale in his army, which is always good. Now here is something interesting. Okay, we've got someone who's called himself OTD Chimrazig, but is in fact Scorpion King SR. Now he's got 6 infantry, 8 archers, 4 elephants, and 2 camel riders. Now just to say, most RTW players would agree that Numidia is the weakest faction in the game. So what we've done here to try and encourage Numidia into our battle, into our 31k battles, is to change the rules a little bit. So Numidia now have got 5 elephants max and no artillery, and that's the only rules for Numidia. Okay, 5 elephants max, no artillery. That's the only rules they've got, so they can bring everything else that they want. Now here you'll see the Numidian Legionnaires, and he's put 8 upgrades on them, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. They look a little bit like Roman troops, Roman infantry, but their specifications are extremely poor. They haven't even got good morale. That's how poor they are. Their archers are mid-range. Notice their archers don't wear any armor, so their defense is very poor as well. As I say, this is reckoned to be the weakest faction in the game. Okay, but allowing them to bring elephants into the game really does help them there. And there's their mercenary elephants. Okay, so they've got massive load of hit points, big attacking specifications, a massive fear factor, taking morale away from enemy troops, destabilizing them, making them more susceptible to routing. And of course they've got archers on their backs as well, so they're shooting into the enemy all the time. And here's a unit I was surprised to see, camel riders. Okay, very, very unusual to see camel riders on a non-desert map. Remember, if these guys were on a desert map, they'd be getting the desert bonus, but on a winter map, they're certainly not going to get any bonus at all. But what they do is they actually bring a fear factor to enemy cavalry. So that's why he may well have bought those. So I think that's an interesting Numidian army. Can the weakest faction in the game do any good on the 31k battlefield? Well, we just have to see. Or are they all going to die quite quickly? We just have to see as the battle unfolds. And our last teammate is myself. Spartan Commander's got his very old Roman army, 15 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, 15 infantry and 6 cavalry there. And I thought something interesting here on this map that none of us have ever done before. We've only just started playing on this map, and just looking at this rock feature at the back of our setup areas. And I just wonder whether if we set up round this rock, right, rather than attacking that mountain that's in front of us, I wonder if we set up round this rock, the enemy team would then attack us. That would be an interesting tactic to see, wouldn't it? But my guess is that the hill advantage that they've got is so inviting that that is where they would form up, definitely, I think. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Mars. Now, Mars has got the bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. There you are, you can see them forming up there. So it's 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, their next teammate, if we can find him through the woods, is Brotherhood member Punisher, who's bringing his faction of choice, I've noticed now, Pontus. Now, he's got 14 pikes and 6 chariots. Quick look at the upgrades on his pikes, and you'll see he's got 7 upgrades, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. And if you just look at the length of those pikes there, of those Pontus pikemen, our guys have got to fight all the way down those pikes to kill the man on the other end. And that's quite a tall order for Roman troops there. Quick look at his chariots there. Now remember, we've talked about chariots before. They've got big attacking specifications, a big fear factor, but if they run amok, they kill both friend and foe alike. They seem to be stronger in amok mode as well. And believe me, if your chariots start killing your allies' cavalry and infantry, you can become unpopular very quickly. So I always think if you're not confident or competent with chariots, you've really got to think about whether you're going to bring them or not. But as I say, Pontus is increasingly becoming a Punisher's faction of choice. He's getting quite good with them, so it'll be interesting to see how he handles them during the course of the battle. And their third teammate is Brotherhood member Fesson. Now, Fesson has got 13 infantry and 5 cavalry. As I say, Fesson and Punisher are both newer players to Rome Total War and new Brotherhood members as well. Quick look at the upgrades on Fesson's cavalry, and if you count them up, you'll see he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. And there's his general there. You can see he's made his general part of a Praetorian cavalry unit there. So it'll be interesting to see how he uses that cavalry during the course of the battle. And their last teammate is Brotherhood member Man 2. Now, Man 2 has got 10 chosen axemen, 3 berserkers, and 5 cavalry. So it'll be interesting to see how he uses these guys during the course of the battle. And have a look at the upgrades on his chosen axemen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh. Fully upgraded chosen axemen. 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Remember, these guys carry effective against armor axes that cut wide swathes through heavily armored troops like Roman infantry. Fully upgraded as well. Oh my gosh. Then we move on to the berserkers. Remember, these guys, 2 hit points, excellent specifications, effective against armor and maces, and as I say, a massive fear factor that they bring, taking morale away from enemy troops, and arguably the most powerful units in the game as well. And a quick look at his cavalry, you'll see that he's got the Gothic cavalry there, 6 upgrades, gold shield, gold attack. And you want to check out the specifications of this Gothic cavalry. You'll be surprised on how tough this cavalry is. So there's the enemy team. It's got the potential to be a cracking battle, and I really hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, you'll see that Fesson, Brotherhood member Fesson, is moving back up towards the hill there from his original setup position. Okay, and you'll see here Scorpion King being his usual aggressive attacking self, but this time using his Numidian army. Okay, you can see he's moving his elephants forward there. Remember that those elephants have got a big fear factor, as well as really good attacking specification as well. And you can see him moving his elephants towards Punisher's Pontus pikes there. Now make no mistake, he won't want to attack them because obviously pikes and spears will kill elephants quite quickly. But he will move towards them there, maybe to increase the fear factor. But of course he's got archers on top of those elephants as well, which of course he will be able to shoot arrows into the Pontus pikemen, which are of course very susceptible to archer damage. You can see the enemy starting to form up on the highest part of the hill there. Okay, now over on our right flank, you'll see Brotherhood member Mars there advancing his cavalry forward. Now I'm just wondering there whether he's thinking about going for Schemer's Pell tests. That might be something, but he definitely won't be going for the Spartans there, because of course the Spartans with 2 hit points and anti-cavalry spears, he will make sure he keeps away from them. As I say, moving back over to our left flank there, you'll see, as I say, Scorpion King moving those elephants forward there, making the most of the archers on the back of those elephants. They will be shooting arrows into those moving Pontus units. Just going to pause the game for a second here, and we're going to have a look at the new sneaky member of the Brotherhood, Sneaky Man 2. Notice how he's moving his fast-moving armoured cavalry general round behind the rear of us there. Okay, there's his general there, moving that unit very slowly. He's just walking that unit, hoping we don't notice it. And what I'm thinking there, he may well get in behind us to maybe try and target our allies' archers there. You can see my cavalry there protecting the archers at the moment, but Sneaky Man 2 there, I think he's just trying to get that fast-moving cavalry unit in behind us, so that if he gets a chance, he will target our Numidian allies' archers there. Okay, so you can see here that the enemy are definitely forming up on a high part of the hill there. You can see Man 2, Fesson and Punisher running his Pontus pikes up to join them there. But remember that the archers on the back of those elephants will be shooting in to the Pontus pikemen. Here you'll see me moving my purple SPQR Roman army forward there towards the enemy. And as I say, those Pontus pikemen will be suffering some casualties from the archers on the back of those elephants. Now meanwhile, over here on our right flank, you'll see that Mars is slowly moving his troops there onto this kind of smaller hill. And what I was surprised at there was I thought that he would have wanted to get over to his allies there. There's all his allies over there. I thought he would have wanted to run over there. Maybe not across, maybe not a straight line, because he might get intercepted, but he could go higher up on the map there and then come back down and join his allies. You see what I mean? He could go up on the high part of the hill and then move across to his allies. But at the moment, there's a big gap between Mars's army and his allies' army there that maybe we can exploit. I can see Scorpion King there moving his elephants forward. You can see that he's thinking about exploiting the gap between Mars and his allies there, because you can see him moving his elephants forwards towards Mars's army. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see what Mars is going to do here on our right flank. But at the moment, it looks to me like he's just going to form up in that particular area and not make an attempt to get over to his allies at this time. Okay, so there you can see my purple SPQR army there moving forward towards the enemy there. And as I say there, you can see Sneaky Man 2's fast-moving cavalry general unit there, just slowly moving in behind us. As I say, I think he'll probably be hoping to try and target maybe our allies' archers if he gets a chance, but we are aware of him being in behind us. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And here you can see Scorpion King moving his archers forward. There's his Numidian archers forward. Okay, let's pause the game for a second here. Now, of course, he wants to move his archers forward because we know that both the Germanic faction and the Pontus faction are very susceptible to any kind of missile damage. So of course, if he can move his Numidian archers in range, he could cause the enemy troops a heck of a lot of casualties with his archers. Make no mistake, the archers on the back of these elephants are already causing the enemy team casualties as well at this stage. So as I say, Scorpion King's Numidian army is going to be a real nuisance, I think, to the enemy team. Now over here you'll see that Mars seems to be quite happy to form up on this hill here. Okay, there, he doesn't seem to be that bothered about getting over to form up with his allies. I mean, he could go round that route, couldn't he? Take the long route round and form up with his allies, but he seems to be quite happy there. Okay, and that's quite an advantageous position, because if you notice, if we tried to attack him, we'd have to attack uphill. So as I say, it is an advantageous position in its own right, but for me, I would prefer to get over with my teammates, but that's just a personal choice there. Okay, so as I say, here you'll see Scorpion King, as we said earlier, the archers on the back of those elephants will be shooting into the enemy team. There looks like he may well be targeting the Chosen Axemen, the fully upgraded Chosen Axemen. Remember that Germanic infantry have got no armor, so their defense is obviously going to be low because they don't wear any armor, so they are very susceptible to any kind of missile damage. So make no mistake, Scorpion King will be causing them a lot of damage there. Okay, here you'll see I'm moving my purple SBQ army closer to the enemy troops there, but they've got such a height advantage, and the downhill advantage that they will get with their pilers there that go further and do more damage there. So as I say, you can see Scorpion King's elephants, I think, are making life so uncomfortable for the enemy there, that they're starting to move their units, try and move their units out of range of his elephant archers. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. So just at the rear of our army there, you'll see there's a couple of chariots of Punishers, and of course that man-too sneaky cavalry general there. But what I'm thinking here is, what Punisher's thinking is to charge his chariots into our troops, hoping that those chariots will run amok and do a lot of damage to our troops, because they seem to be more powerful in amok mode. Here, as I say, you can see Mars there, quite happy, it seems to me, to be on top of that particular hill there. And you can see him moving his troops forward. Now, he may well be looking to throw a lot of pilers using the downhill bonus into our Greek city's ally. That might be going through Mars's mind there. But meanwhile, here, there you are, you can see Punisher's going to charge his 2 chariot units into our troops. Now, he's hoping they're going to run amok. Right, there you are, you can see that chariot unit going in there like a bang as it smashes in there, and you can see the other chariot unit going to hit as well, and bang as that smashes in there as well. Now, as I say, what Punisher's hoping is that those chariots are going to run amok there, where they become more powerful and start chopping down our troops. But luckily for us, and frustratingly for Punisher there, you'll see that these chariots have just routed normally like any other unit. They haven't run amok, so they'll just ride off and leave the battlefield now, both of them. And as I say, they didn't run amok, so that's quite good for us. They just leave the battlefield now without causing us too many casualties, so that's good news there. As I say, you can see they were targeting our Numidian ally, but as I say, they haven't run amok, so that's good news for us. Meanwhile, here you can see that Punisher's got fed up with suffering casualties from the archers on the back of those elephants, and he's run his pikemen forward, trying to chase those elephants off, which is what he's done there. And it wouldn't surprise me if he moved his pikes back up the hill towards his allies, which is exactly what he's doing there. He got fed up with suffering casualties from those archers on the back of the elephants and decided to charge forward to chase the elephants away. I don't blame him for that. Right, now here you'll see Mars using the downhill bonuses that he's got to throw pilers into our Greek city's ally. But if you notice there, Schemer's put his cheap Pell Test units as pilot shield units in front of his expensive Spartans. So these Pell Tests will take the pilers from Mars's troops there. So as you can see a lot of missiles going in there, and as I say, the cheap Pell Tests will be taking the casualties from Mars's pilers. As I say, you can see the Pell Tests throwing spears back, Their spears are not that damage. You know, they don't do that much damage, but they can do a little bit of damage there. You can see Mars moving his infantry round here at an angle. They're maybe looking to try and get into a better angle to throw his pilers into the Spartans rather than the Peltasts there. Okay, so as I say, you can see him moving around there. Now over here you'll see Mad King being very aggressive. He's moved his army up. They're trying to flank the enemy troops. Okay, and remember all the time the Numidian archers here are shooting in to the Pontus and Germanic armies. Okay, so make no mistake, they will be causing the enemy a lot of casualties there with their archers. And you can see here I'm moving my purple SBQR army forward as well. Okay, so as I say, we are being the aggressor here as Team 1 with all the disadvantages that we've got. We are still attempting to attack uphill here. Yeah, this is a nice move by the Pontus general going into the flank of Mad King. And Mad King's doing the right thing, pulling back from that situation. Remember, the flank and rear of any unit in RTW is its weakest point. Right here you'll see that Schemer with his Greek cities army is moving forward here, and here come the elephants. Here come the elephants to attack Mars' Julii infantry. Here they come with their big fear factor, big attacking specifications. Those archers are shooting arrows all the time into enemy troops. Mars is doing the right thing in backing his infantry away from those elephants. But what a powerful combination attack there from Greek city Spartans and Numidian elephants. Very powerful attack there. Let's say here you'll see I've moved my SBQR troops forward there towards Fessen's troops there, and you can see Punisher bringing his Pontus pikes into the flank of our Numidian ally there. Okay, so there's a lot going on at the moment here attack wise. So as I say, here you can see Schemer attacking uphill with his Spartans, backed up by the Numidian elephants there. What a powerful combination, elephants and Spartans. Plus you got the camel riders as well. Remember, those camels will bring fear to enemy cavalry as well. So there's a big attack going on here. Look at the Roman troops being thrown up in the air by the attack of those elephants, even though the elephants are attacking uphill. Okay, so all Mars can do is back his red Julii army away from those Numidian elephants there. But they were, now you can see this is a good move here by Scorpion King, moving his elephants back. No need to carry on attacking up there. He's chased those Julii infantry away. Now here you'll see that Punisher's Pontus army is not only being targeted by archers, but it'll be targeted by pilers as well. So his units will have been quite a lot damaged there. Look at the pilers going into them as well now. And as I say, the Numidian archers have been shooting into them for most of the game, either from the elephants, on the back of the elephants, or just the ordinary foot archers. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. So I can't tell you to underestimate the arrow damage that these Numidian archers would have done to the enemy troops. Yeah, don't underestimate that. They would have done a lot of damage to the enemy troops there. So that's good news for us as we're attacking up this hill. Here you can see Mad King charging in there. Plus, I see Schemer's got some of his units in there. Now, this is a nice blocking tactic by Schemer there, covering Mad King's flank from any potential attack. If you notice here, can you see that Man 2 is moving his Germanic army over towards the Spartans? Now, I'm not sure tactically if that's a good move, because we know that those Germanic troops have got no armour on and they'll die quickly fighting pike or spear units. Maybe it might have been better to target Roman armies there. Here you will see that Punisher has got a couple of his chariots ready to charge in, either into my cavalry or into my infantry. Be interesting to see how he uses them. But as I said, our team is in full attack mode at the moment, attacking uphill, as you can see. And there you are, you can see the Pontus general there, Punisher pulling his pikes back, being chased by Spartans and our green Brutii ally. Now, you'll see both Fessen and Punisher are pulling back up the hill. They're trying to get up onto the higher ground there, so that's a good move for them. Good tactical move there. The higher, obviously, they get, the more advantage they get. But you can see, as I say, Mad King with his green Brutii army and our Greek cities ally really chasing them. Meanwhile, the Numidian elephants are there, look, ready to attack when needed. And you can see now that Mars is moving his Red Julia army over towards his allies at this stage of the battle. Okay, so as I say, a lot going on at the moment there. You can see the enemy team trying to retreat up onto that higher ground there, which is, as I say, a big advantage for them. But if you look at the Pontus pike units there, just at a glance, you can see how battle depleted they are. And you can see my SBQR army moving up towards those pikes. As I say, I'd like to get in range of those Pontus pikes and throw a lot of pilers into them there to do a lot of damage to them if I could. Or if I could look to do a flanking action here on the hill and move my army in around the flank of the enemy team. That might be something I might look at a little bit later on in the battle there. Okay, but you can see my SBQR army moving up towards the Pontus pikemen. Now, make no mistake there, I will be looking to throw a lot of pilers into those Pontus pikes, but you can see, as I say, those are 121 man units. You can see how they've been reduced already there. And there where you can see Mantu moving his Germanic troops more over towards his allies there. Now, I'd just like to draw your attention here. You can see that my SBQR troops are still moving up towards the enemy troops, and you can see that Mad King has brought his green Brutii cavalry over to this flank. Okay, you can see the green Brutii cavalry moving over to this flank, and you can see my SBQR infantry moving forward. Now I've put my SBQR cavalry in with Mad King's green Brutii cavalry there, as this is going to be part of a possible flanking action we might try in a minute. Okay, so here you'll see the elephants of Numidia here are going into the woods here to attack the enemy troops, and the camel riders as well. They're going in there. There's some chariots come to meet them. Now this is something quite interesting that I hope you will find interesting here. Now we know that chariots bring a fear factor, don't they? Now what I'd like to show you here, can you see that the chariots, if you notice, they're frightened by elephants. Okay, so the chariots, even though they've got a fear factor, they're frightened by elephants. Okay, as you can see. But if you look at the elephants, they're not frightened by chariots. Now we know that chariots bring a fear factor, but the fear factor doesn't affect elephants there, as you can see. Now a lot of you might not be aware of that, but chariots bring a fear factor to most enemy units, but not to these elephants. But the elephants bring a fear factor to the chariots there. So some of you might not have known that. Just thought that's quite an interesting fact. You can see the elephants were surprised by enemy emerging there. There's a Numidian general. You can see there, sat up on top of that elephant there, looking quite proud as he's leading his elephants forward into the woods against the enemy troops. Okay, as I say, you've got the Numidian camel riders in there as well. My guess is that this chariot unit will be routed, which it has been, and you can see the Greek cities attacking as well. Now I think what a powerful combination attack, Spartans and elephants. What a massive, powerful attack that is. So Schemer and Scorpion King there. Schemer with his Spartan units, and Scorpion King with his elephants, Numidian elephants. A really powerful charge there. And over here you'll see both Mad King and myself are looking to take our cavalry higher above the enemy troops there. Okay, so you can see both our lots of cavalry there. We're looking to get up high on the hill above the enemy troops. Okay, that's what we're looking to do there. We're trying to get up onto that high point with our cavalry, so we will have the downhill charge bonus. And I'm looking to flank the enemy troops with my infantry as well, if I can. So it'll be interesting to see. That's the tactic on this flank here. But as I say, the combination of a Spartan attack and an elephant attack here, very, very powerful against the enemy troops there, as you can see. Here comes the elephants moving in. Don't forget, as I say, their archers will be shooting arrows into the enemy troops. Right there you are, you can see the elephants charging in. You can see the enemy troops charging down to meet them there, and bang! As they smash into each other there. You've got the camel riders as well as the elephants charging in to the enemy troops there. There's an elephant gone down there, but make no mistake, those elephants will be causing a lot of casualties to those enemy troops. It's difficult to film the action under the canopy of the trees, but just look at that massive enemy attack in on those elephants. cavalry, there's chosen axemen there, Germanic chosen axemen, all charging in on these elephants. Look at the elephants flicking the enemy up into the air there. Oh my gosh, just look at that massive attack there. Oh my gosh, the elephants are doing, those Numidian elephants I think are doing really well. Look at the massive odds. You've got Germanic cavalry, you've got Julii infantry, you've got axemen. Oh my god, all going in on those elephants. That is massive. Okay, so, as I said to you earlier, I was looking to flank the enemy troops with my infantry. And if you notice there, remember my infantry was there. I've now moved my infantry around the flank of the enemy and have now got above the enemy. So I have now got the downhill charge bonus onto the enemy troops there. Okay, now what I'm thinking here, okay, now just to show you, you can see Mad King and my cavalry are there. If we look on the really steep part of the hill, okay, you'll see that Fesson has put his cavalry on the highest part of this map. Okay, so if you can imagine, just look at the steepness of that hill. The downhill charge bonus that he's going to get is going to be massive with his cavalry. Okay, that is going to be a massive charge bonus there. So myself and Mad King really need to watch that cavalry. But as I say, here, I'm looking to get in, as I say, I've got in behind the enemy troops and I've got a hill advantage as well now. Now, what I'm hoping here is my allies are going to attack and pin and hold the forward units. Right over here you'll see a heck of a lot of enemy troops have been routed. Both Julii troops and Germanic troops have been routed by the elephants there. Unfortunately, Mad King's general has now run amok, so he's lost the morale bonus that he was getting from his general there. But just look at the amount of routing troops that that combined elephant and Greek cities attack has caused. Okay, but back over here on our left flank, as I say, I'm looking to get above them, which I've done with my SBQR army. Now, what I like my allies to do, both Mad King and Scorpion King, is to attack the units, to pin and hold the enemy units. I wonder if that's what they're going to do. Just watch the green Brutia. There you are. Can you see Mad King charging forward with his infantry, pinning and holding the red Julii infantry and the Pontus pikes as well. You've got some of Schemer's Greek cities coming in from the other flank. And what I'm going to do a surge attack with my infantry and smash into the back of these engaged enemy Julii infantry there. See my infantry coming in there, look, and bang, and here comes Mad King's cavalry to deliver the final blow, look. Bang, as I smash in there. You can see, oh my gosh, did you see the enemy Julii army mass routed there when that Brutii cavalry smashed into them? Mass rout of Fesson's army and, of course, the Pontus pikes there. That was a mass rout of both their armies there as we charged in from so many different angles there. Very, very difficult for them to defend at this stage of the battle. You can see the Numidian legionnaires thrown in there as well. So, as I say, we managed to rout them there. Now here comes that Julii cavalry. It wouldn't surprise me if Fesson aimed for my general, because you can see the rear of my general unit, the weakest part of my unit. So I need to be switched on here and aware that that cavalry is coming down onto my infantry there. You can see that cavalry charging in. Get ready for this. Going to hit my general unit and bang! But you can see that Mad King was ready for that and he's charged his cavalry and infantry into that. You can see my cavalry is coming downhill as well. I'm going to smash into the back of that red Julii cavalry. Get ready for my purple SBQR cavalry to smash in there and bang! Smashes in there. Oh my gosh. Remember that Fesson's cavalry was well upgraded there, but they're not going to survive very long in this sandwich attack there between cavalry and infantry. Okay, so basically all of the Pontus army and Fesson's Julii army has been taken out. But here I think we could call this the massacre of the woods here. This is where those elephants and Greek city units really routed loads of enemy troops. I think one of the players did say it was a massacre of the woods here. As you can see, so many enemy troops there have been routed with that combination Spartan and Numidian elephant attack. But here, as I say, we've routed the Pontus army and the red Julii army there. Now you can see that Mantu's got his Gothic cavalry up on top of the highest part of the hill here. Now, whether he's thinking of charging directly into us, I don't know. I'm guessing that maybe his axemen that were fully upgraded, he may well get some rallied units from them because they were fully upgraded. There you are. You can see these units were routed, but they're starting to rally. They're battle damaged, and their morale will be low because they are battle damaged and they've been routed once. But he's moving them up onto the higher ground. I think Mars has just admitted defeat there, so his units won't rally now, obviously, because all his units have been routed. But here you can see Mad King moving his infantry forward towards Mantu's cavalry up on that higher part of the hill. There you can see him moving forward there, but just look at the steepness. Look how, I think we played on this map yesterday, and I think Brotherhood member FF said this was the steepest hill that he's ever fought on. Going up here, just look how steep that hill is. I mean, oh my gosh. So, as I say, imagine infantry up on this hill trying to attack up here. I mean, it would be, and that's what we did. We tried to attack up here yesterday, if I remember correctly, on this map. Very, very difficult here. Right, you can see the Germanic cavalry. Now, I don't know what Mantu's going to do with that cavalry there, but over here you'll see that the Spartans are advancing towards the Germanic axemen. As I say, remember that those Germanic units have not got any armour, so they are extremely susceptible, especially to pike and spear units there. And they already can see, and with their allies routing going through them, that'll lower their morale even more. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if he puts his spears down just before he makes contact with Germania. There you go, puts his spears down just before then, let's see. And now those spears will start to kill those Germanic axemen, make no mistake about that. As I say, with no armour at all, they are very, very susceptible to damage there. And those Spartan spears with their 2 hit points, excellent specifications. They were the Germanic troops have now been routed there. So well done to Schemer. And over here you'll see a lot of the Germanic cavalry that were left have now been routed, and it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. It wouldn't surprise me if Mantu admitted defeat now. No good carrying on with the battle. You can see it's clearly lost. What I think at this stage is just admit defeat, which he's just done, and let's get in the lobby and get a new game going there. So there you are, Mantu just admitted defeat. But this is quite a spread out battle if you think about it, because you know, initially we were attacking up the hill at the base of the hill here, so you can see that there's been a lot of casualties here. There you can see a lot of dead there, chariots, cavalry, infantry there as we moved up the hill. Here you can see a lot of chariots got taken out there, a lot of Pontus chariots there, but they would have done a lot of damage there as well. As we move further up the hill, that looks like Numidian, possibly Numidian casualties, or that could be Pontus casualties from the archers possibly. As we move further up here, you can see this is where the most intense part of the fighting was here. See a lot of dead troops there. I think this is where we attacked Fesson and Punisher's troops here. If you notice there, yeah, a lot of red Julii cavalry there, and that's where we sandwiched that Fesson's cavalry there between infantry and cavalry attack. So that was a very intense part of the battle. But also over in Massacre Woods here, you can see a lot of Spartan red cloaks there, but over in Massacre Woods here, you can see there the dead. You can just see, as I say, that was a massive combination Spartan and Numidian elephant attack here, straight into the enemy troops. So you can see a lot of dead elephants there. You can see where chariots have been charged in there as well. And you can see, as I say, the red cloaked Spartans' bodies always stick out on a winter thing there. You can see a couple of those archers were thrown out from that elephant when it collapsed there. You can see, oh my gosh, that all the elephants that were killed in this area here. But look at the dead enemy troops around them. The red Roman troops and the Germanic troops. Make no mistake, these elephants really killed a lot there in the woods there. Chariots as well. So those Numidian elephants really did make a difference there, I think, in Massacre Woods, as somebody called it. So there you are. You can see that our team, as I say, has managed to go on to win the battle there. And bearing in mind, you could see how steep the hill was on this map. So I think we did quite well there, really. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played well, and I thought for our team to get a clear victory on such a disadvantaged map to us, I thought was, you know, really good for the team. I thought the team played well to get a clear victory on this map. So really, you know, that was quite a surprise to us. But here's something that I think is going to really surprise you. Highest kills in the game, get ready for this, goes to Numidia, the weakest faction in the game, over 2,000 kills. Oh my gosh. So as I say, I think all RTW players would say Numidia is the weakest faction in the game, but change the rules a little bit, give that Numidia to a good general, gets the highest kills in the game, and by a long way. 2,000 kills. No one else is really anywhere near that. So well done to Mars. He played quite well there, but he'll be disappointed with his kills because he got less than 1,000 kills. As I say, if we get less than 1,000 kills, we're a bit disappointed. Well done to Punisher. Once again, he'll be a little bit disappointed because he got less than 1,000 kills. Well done to Fesson. Like I say, he'll be a bit disappointed to get less than 1,000 kills. And well done to Man 2 as well. He'll be a bit disappointed as well. But well played, guys. You had all the advantages there, so we did quite well. My kills, I got less than 1,000 kills, so I'm a bit disappointed. But if you look at the men I've got remaining on the battlefield, I think I only lost 400 men in the whole battle there. So that's not too bad. My kills aren't very good, but I've still got the vast majority of my army left. And well done to Scorpion King. As I say, highest kills with the weakest faction in the game. Well done to Mad King, very aggressive, very attacking there with his army. He did really well, kind of led the charge there with Schemer. He did really well. He still got a lot of troops left. And well done to Schemer with his Greek cities army. He got less than 1,000 kills, but I thought he played very well, and he still got quite a lot of his army left as well. So, as I say, a lot of you will have noticed we've been playing on a lot of new multiplayer battle maps, and I hope you've enjoyed them. Let's have a look at the faction advantages here. So we got Rome, Numidia, Rome, and Greek cities in our team. The enemy have got Rome, Pontus, Rome, Germania. Do you think either team had faction advantage there? Or do you think it was pretty even? Like I say, we've been playing on a lot of new multiplayer battle maps lately that we hope that you're enjoying watching. But you can see this map is a real challenge to Team 1. So to get a clear victory was amazing, really. This is Spartan Commander saying bye for now. See you soon.